So what happens in this location is obviously one, the showers. Two is the caretakers. This is the playpen. All of these kids that you see here behind me are unaccompanied little children. They vary from different ages. These are probably all the youngest that we have currently in custody. And these kids cross by themselves. Obviously, the parent pays a fee to the smuggler. The cartel member or the smuggler at this point will bring the kid over. We'll bring him to the river. We'll hand him over to the raft. We'll place him in a raft and say, okay, go. When you get to the other side, they'll explain to them, there's going to be an officer. They'll explain what we wear and tell them, turn yourselves into them. They know that we're releasing them. They know that right now there's nothing stopping them. We're not going to deport them back to their country, so they keep coming in droves. Right now, these kids, we're starting to see younger and younger kids being brought over by their sponsors, by relatives, by grandparents, whoever it is in the family that is actually asking for these kids and paying the fees to smuggle these kids into the country. I'm a father. I don't want to see that. As a Border Patrol agent, I didn't sign up for this. You know, I have kids of my own. And then you hear the other stories. You know, about a month and a half ago, I was back here talking to one of the little girls. You know, and I told the congressional delegation the same thing, right? We were going to send her to the hospital. And as I got closer to her, I noticed that she couldn't speak. And I asked the medical staff what happened. And the reason she was going to the hospital because she had gotten gang raped. And the reason that she couldn't speak was because she had lost her voice in the process while she was getting raped. If there isn't a consequence, we're going to have, the flow is going to increase. And those things that end up happening, the stories, the untold stories of these little ones, God knows if these kids were molested during their journey.
It's been more than a week since President Biden told us she would spearhead the crisis on our southern border, and yet she hasn't gone to the region. She hasn't held a press conference. And the Biden administration's response to this humanitarian crisis is just AWOL. According to CNN, of all places, the VP is fired up about a different crisis. Renovations at the vice presidential mansion are behind schedule, and she is, quote, getting frustrated and sick of living out of a suitcase at the Blair House, which is a different mansion on the other side of town. So her suitcase is already packed. Why doesn't she just leave her mansion and go visit the children living in squalor without clean clothes at the border?
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today, but I have before, and I'm sure I will again.